Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday night here at the BTA Network. That means it's time for political catch-up. That means we've got political news, but we do it our way, and we don't do it every day. We leave that to the pros.
Yep. Also, I just want to say right now, if you live anywhere in Georgia, extreme western parts of North and South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, any of those, and Alabama and some of Mississippi right now. You might be hearing some storms going around.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try our best to keep you up to date if there's any warnings for big cities.
Yeah.
Right now, we have a tornado warning, and it looks, I'm going to say this, it's radar indicated right now, but I'm going to check quick the CC on this. There may be something going on, but nothing big yet. And we just got another severe thunderstorm warning.
Mm-hmm.
This one is in effect until 10 until let me see here. In 13 minutes, and it's for Norris Dam State Park, Norris, Perryville, Elk Valley, Jacksboro, Andersonville, Rosedale, Clinton, Lafayette, and Oliver Springs in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm just letting you guys know that this is going on.
And by the
This
way, you might want to take cover quickly because that thing is moving east at 55. Basically, it's moving like a car.
Yep, that and I'm gonna say this right now. If you watch radars frequently like we do, the KHTX radar in Huntsville, Alabama has suffered catastrophic damage and cannot be used for the rest of the night. So you're gonna need to find a different radar. It could be something like KOHX in Nashville, KGWX in I don't even know what city that would be.
Let's see.
Aberdeen, Aberdeen, I guess.
Well, let's see.
Or
They also have one.
KDMX.
They also have one. I think. Let's see. I think with Huntsville down, they'll probably pick what they'll pick it up in with the Birmingham radar.
That's kind of what I was just about to say. Or
Yeah,
Birmingham.
because it's the next closest thing.
Yeah.
Right
So
away. Because usually they'll when something goes down, they'll have backups. Like I know when the Birmingham office had to take cover up back on March 15th when they had the tornado warning there. They switched over, I believe, to the Atlanta radar at the time. So
yeah, which would be KFFC.
yep.
So for those that don't know what the letters I'm saying are, these are the radar call letters
Mm-hmm.
for different radars in areas. A severe thunderstorm warning with a considerable tag is issued right now for Leake and Madison counties in Mississippi. It expires in 41 minutes with a 60 mile per hour wind gust and a uh, damage threat of considerable max
Mm-hmm.
hail size shows 1.75 inches.
Mm. All right. Let me
So
take a look
guys,
here.
if you are able to if you are in the line of this shit, get to cover, please. We
Yeah.
don't want to hear about you getting killed off because you didn't listen to warnings.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and the only reason we're doing this live on air, besides for the fact that, it's kind of something we do anyway,
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that, well, with the cuts going on in the National Weather Service by a certain fucking orange fucking face prick, we kind of
And his stupid little friend and that stupid little Doge.
we need to have as many people paying attention to radar systems as possible, especially when people have
Yeah.
threatened radars.
Yep. because now I'm not going to lie about this. What happened with the Jackson, Kentucky situation? There's no way of knowing whether it could have prevented the 19 deaths in Kentucky, but um,
It couldn't have hurt.
yeah,
You know, I'm sorry, but I'm of the very heavy belief here that if your location as a weather forecast office, WFO,
hmm
is under anything exceeding enhanced risk for severe weather, you you should not power down your office until after the severe weather has passed.
right. Because like when we go back to March 15th, because March 14th it was empty, but I mean they were ready. The people in that office they were ready to go. I mean they were fully staffed as well as they could be. Of course, they actually had to take cover because there was a tornado not too far away from that office. So they took cover there because fortunately their break room is also their safe room, so they were well prepared. But all these cuts, I mean, I'm sorry. I
Charges.
honestly, I honestly hope that the families sue Doge and Elon Musk and the entire Trump administration because we all know what this is. It's revenge for 2019, for starters.
Yep, there's that, and the fact that they they are so convinced that what the National Weather Service is all about is perpetuating this uh stupid uh
Climate change.
yeah, that's actually exactly what it said in the Project 2025, is that it's a fucking hoax. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, because look at this. I think I've seen at least 5 or 6 tornado emergencies since Friday.
There's been quite a few, and it's kind of, I'm going to say this and not try and be, I'm going to say it in the way that Ryan Hall would.
hmm
Don't be scared, be prepared. Well, I'm going to say this. It's kind of hard to not be scared when you're watching the fucking everything that you care for in danger because of a bunch of fucking uh pleb bitches in Washington who think that they can destroy stuff that we all need.
hmm Yeah, because
And yes,
I mean
it
that.
just sickens me that it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like I just feel like I just want to scream because, like I said, there's no way of knowing if having a fully stock would have prevented the deaths, but it wouldn't. But like you said, it would not have hurt. But I feel like you know this is just it just makes me sick. I mean, am I
It does.
personally affected right now? No, I'm glad. But we did get a few tornadoes around here back on March 15th. Now, unfortunately, I did not get one myself, but um, let's see. I think it was it Thomasville or was it Taylorsville? One of those towns. 3 people were killed. Okay.
And I'm gonna say this right now and put it on the record. If, in my opinion, if you are in a town that gets hit by a tornado and your warnings get downplayed because your location, the WFO for your location, has reduced in uh reduced in staffing because of all the shit going on with Doge, I'm really going to push this hard. And I do not mean to sound like someone who says you've got to do this, but if we can get a class action lawsuit for all the people who die
hmm
because of fucking this kind of shit, maybe we can get somewhere. Maybe we can get somewhere and get a
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
something taken care of, because this shit's fucking irritating.
I know because like I said, part of the I know one of the things is it's Trump's revenge for 2019 because remember everybody got on his case for using that Sharpie marker to add Alabama into the path of Hurricane Dorian, which never happened.
Yep. He was.
He is not a certified meteorologist, so he should have shut the fuck up and leave it to the National Hurricane Center.
Yeah. And anyone who says that he was right to do that, I'm going to say this right now. No, he wasn't.
No, he
I
wasn't.
don't care who the fuck you think is the right people, but someone like that putting a area under in danger, in panic because of whatever, ugh, sickens me.
I know. And let's see. Another thing is, when you think back to that Sharpie Gate situation, people had to call. People were calling into the Birmingham National Weather Service office in panic. But the office said, "Don't worry, we're not in the path." And then, of course, somebody at NOAA scolded that office for being right. But the good news is, a former director of NOAA said, "Whoever wrote this really screwed it."
Yeah, and that's the problem that we have to realize.
Yeah,
We're not
and I'm not gonna
just,
lie, I lost trust in Noah for a little while because, like, you're going after that office? I ain't gonna trust you then.
yeah, it but and I'm going to speak as someone as a weather person, okay? And I think surely you're going to agree with every word I say, but
Mm-hmm.
just wait until I'm done.
Yeah.
Um, us weather people don't like to be wrong when we make predictions. However, weather is pretty hard to predict with
Mm-hmm.
decent accuracy.
Yeah.
The problem is when we make a prediction, we would much rather prepare you for the worst case scenario and
Mm-hmm.
have you taking shelter in your basement because we don't know if this is a tornado coming your way than you standing outside with your dick waving in the air because you think you could fucking beat a tornado off by literally beating off.
Yeah.
But, I'm not trying to be rude, but,
Mm-hmm.
we'd rather be wrong and
Oh.
prepare you for more
Mm-hmm.
than be wrong and prepare you for less.
Yeah. It's like when meteorologists, they say there could be a tornado outbreak. Now, sometimes they end up being wrong and nothing happens. I'll give you a good example. One year, it was the day after the New Year had started.
Hell,
Uh,
hell, surely.
uh-huh.
I'll go a little bit further quick.
Okay.
Actually, we'll go earlier this year. We
Okay.
had a possible tornado outbreak in Iowa,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
we had 7 days possible advance warning. And as those 7 days came closer and everything happened, we um we got cut out of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I would much rather see. Us to be prepared for worse and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, and then I would not be surprised if some meteorologists they're actually okay being wrong in this particular situation.
Yeah. We'd much rather be. I think I speak for all meteorologists, and I'm talking not just the ones on TV, but the
Other
ones in
professionals,
the
but they're the
National
ones
Weather
like
Service.
yeah.
I think I speak for all of us weather people when I say we'd much rather prepare you for something worse
Mm-hmm.
and it not materialize than prepare you for something that we don't think is going to happen and then you get picked up and chucked 50 miles by a tornado.
In other words, this is how I always put it. I'd rather over prepare for nothing than not prepare and have a disaster.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for succinctly putting my words in a
Oh, you're
easy to
welcome.
understand way.
Because that's how it is for me. It's like I'd rather over prepare and have nothing happen than not prepare and have a complete disaster.
Yeah, but there's one thing we can't care for, and that's hurricanes. I mean, not hurricanes, but
Tor-
earthquakes.
yeah, that's true. And speaking of earthquakes, I don't know if you've seen this video. The earthquake in Myanmar actually had, you could actually see the land shifting.
Yeah.
That is
Um,
crazy.
guys,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry, Shirley.
Oh, yeah.
Tornado warning right now in Walker, Dade, and Chattanooga counties in Georgia. This is a confirmed tornado near Mentone, or 13 miles north and east of Fort Payne, moving east at
At
30
30.
miles per hour.
Yep. And then
This
it
is
says
prod,
source broadcast
prod,
media confirmed. Yep.
Yep. So cities in this are Somerville, Triton, Lafayette, Menlo, Center Post, and Cloudland. Remember, this means that a confirmed tornado means that there is a tornado actively on the ground. This is not a joke. This is not a plaything. This is the time to enact your tornado safe mode and take shelter.
Okay, and one other thing. There was also another confirmed tornado not far from Fort Payne. And that'll
Yeah,
be around Fort Payne in 4 minutes.
that's the same storm that I was just talking about. So
Okay, so it's like it's the same storm, just two different warnings in two different locations.
because of the
It'll be the
crossing,
downstream.
yeah, and also there is another confirmed warning in Georgia and Alabama. Sorry, for northeastern Cherokee County in northeastern Alabama, it is confirmed, and that one is LEO confirmed.
Okay, law enforcement. Yep.
Yep. And then the one in near Fort Payne is LEO confirmed tornado between Sylvania and Hennegar.
Mm-hmm.
So if you and I can see it on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna flip over to Coco really quick
Okay.
and see if it's possibly still on the ground. I see some possibilities of it. So I, if you live in those areas and you're listening to our broadcast live, take shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a joke.
Yeah. You know what? You know
So,
what? Yeah, I'll tell you this right now. Going back to the political part of this, you know what really worries me? Hurricane season.
yes, that's going to scare me because the hurricane season is no more than 11, 12 days away.
Yeah.
And we don't, they are not, I guess they've decided that the White House has decided we don't need to run fucking hurricane hunters anymore. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before you go on, Sajo's in the chat. Hey, Sajo.
Hey, Bratto, why don't you join us?
Let's see. No, this got wrestling already. Let's see. To the
I'm
ones that,
teasing him.
yeah, I know. To the ones that is under a tornado warning, please take cover now. Yeah, you got it.
Yes, if you're under any kind of tornado warning, I don't care if it's if it's no, just if
Oh
you're in
wait,
a
no,
tornado warning.
I got a better one. I don't care if it was the season finale of The Voice tonight.
Get
Okay?
your ass to shelter.
Yeah. It's like if you want to see it so bad, either get the highlights or go find it online tomorrow.
Rather
Okay?
be safe and
Uh-huh.
secure.
I agree.
And
I mean, there's some shows that's like, I've always said this. I don't care if it's the freaking Iron Bowl. If the station has to interrupt that game for a tornado warning, I'll go watch it online. Okay? If it doesn't affect me, that's fine. And if it's going to affect me, it's like, I'm taking cover. I don't care.
yeah, and here's the best part with our technology nowadays. If you do have to take shelter, guess what you can do?
Grab your iPad and crank it up online.
Yep. That's exactly right. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I need people to understand.
Yeah,
Um,
the technology is there now. There's no excuse for saying, I can't, I don't want to miss this. You don't have to anymore.
yeah, for real.
You can still see it live on your iPad.
Or whatever tablet you
Or what,
have.
yeah, exactly. Or your, mobile device, Samsung, iPhone, whatever. There's more than
Or
one way to see something live nowadays.
there's more than one way to skin a fish.
Yep.
But you know what we need to skin tonight?
What?
An orange jackass.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sorry to say, I've got plenty of orange skins right here. I'm sure we can replace his skin with actual orange skin. It wouldn't look any different.
Yeah, but he would be smelling like orange, so he'd still smell like shit.
My so the whole everything that's gone on with the weather service and everything. So I'm going to get into a little bit more detail into what happened and why I'm pissed off at uh at uh the the people in God damn it, brain fart, stop farting on me.
Somerset in London, Kentucky.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to be of
So
assistance.
I want to say to those that live in Somerset, Ferguson, and London, Kentucky, and Pittsburgh, and all them, I understand how you guys are feeling. You guys went through a hell of a situation. But the only reason people died in this situation was because I personally believe this in the depths of my soul is because of the fucking Doge cuts.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for those Doge cuts, you guys probably would have been safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that a lot of you guys that got affected by this may be Republican voters. And I'm not dissing on your guys' opinions, but I am going to say that the next time some idiot in office decides to say, oh, we're going to get rid of the National Weather Service, maybe it's the best option for you to not vote for that person. Because if they're talking about getting rid of an essential service like that,
Mm-hmm.
then they're probably I bet they're not going to be afraid to shove a fucking spiked dildo up your ass. You
Yeah, but
know, I'm sorry, but anyone who thinks that they are right to vote for Trump and do
yeah,
uh
and
what
here's something else. Look what happened in Arkansas. Governor Sarah. Does she go by Sarah Huckabee Sanders or just Sarah Huckabee or Sarah Sanders or what? I don't know what she does. I don't know what
yeah.
she goes by, but whatever. She had after tornadoes had ravaged Arkansas, she was asking Trump for some federal assistance. So far, nothing.
Yep. And I guarantee you he's not going to give a shit.
About all the other places too that have been hit hard. It's like I said, I can't believe there must have been at least there've probably been since Friday. I've seen probably at least 5, maybe 6 tornado emergencies.
This is the most tornado emergencies I've seen in a 7 day period in all the time I've been watching the weather.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not good. That's the fact that the tornadoes are getting worse enough to necessitate a tornado emergency
Mm-hmm.
says a lot about climate, climate
Yeah.
change,
Yeah, because think
and
about it.
why.
Because I don't know if you've noticed this. All of these tornado emergencies have been happening at night.
Except for today,
Yeah.
we had a nice tornado emergency during the day.
Mm-hmm. But I've seen a lot of them that have been taking place at night this year. Because go back to Sunday, the one that was close to Greensburg. Thankfully, Greensburg, Kansas, was not affected, but it was close enough. That was like something like 8 o'clock. It was like 8 o'clock that evening. Of course, the one that hit Somerset and Lund, Kentucky, it was after midnight.
Yeah, and the problem is most people in America
Or
don't
asleep.
think that you're are asleep at times like that.
Mm-hmm.
It
Another big,
just
yeah, another big mistake. People think, oh, we can rely on the outdoor sirens. No, do not rely on the outdoor sirens.
no. Honestly, the only reason I can rely on the outdoor sirens here in Cedar Rapids is because we had a we have a nuke plant nearby,
Mm-hmm.
and that that nuke plant had for every place in Cedar Rapids, it had a fucking tornado siren available
Mm-hmm.
just in case that plant went kaboomy.
Yeah.
Did it ever happen? No. Am I glad it never happened? Fuck yes.
Mm-hmm.
But do I still support nuclear power no matter what? Fuck yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still got observed tornado warnings up. I'm checking. Radar indicated. Okay.
Let's see.
I'm just checking
Radar.
around to see if there's any
Radar.
new warnings really quick.
Okay, the observed one near Fort Payne that expires in 2 minutes.
Yeah, the one in Fort Payne expires in 2 minutes, but then its extension expires in 17. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just, people don't um need to understand. People do need to understand that. You know, you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't. You can't have where you have the man that you like in office, but he doesn't decide and he decides that he wants to destroy something so important to us in this country, like the National Weather Service.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't have it both ways. You can't have in this case especially, you can't have both the National Weather Service and a good Trump presidency. Oh, wait, hold
Mm-hmm.
on. There's two words that are oxymorons.
Okay. What are they?
Well, no, three words. A good Trump presidency.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think you'd find that a good sentence.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I live in Iowa, and as someone who's lived in Tornado Alley all my life, I can say this without a shred of fucking discount or anything bad. Um, the idea that the National Weather Service doesn't do anything for the American people straight up is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other way to explain it other than it is a bald faced lie. The fact that the Heritage Foundation thinks it's only pushing a hoax is a bald faced lie because it's not a hoax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And speaking of being Stupid as usual. All right. You've probably heard about this. Qatar had basically given Trump a $400 million jet that he would convert into Air Force One. But Lawrence O'Donnell said, "What an idiot." So, this is courtesy of the Daily Beast, which I do like. So here's what happened. Lawrence O'Donnell has trashed Trump's demented dream of accepting a $400 million Boeing jet from Qatar, saying the president is too stupid to see that he's actually being humiliated. The MSNBC host said Trump is on a humiliation tour of the Middle East. On last Tuesday's episode of The Last Word, he was just that leaders from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and United Arab Emirates view Trump with contempt. O'Donnell said they see Trump as someone who lives beneath them, as someone who takes their secondhand junk, their secondhand toys. He went after Trump again on Wednesday's show, contending that the U.S. president is too stupid to realize he's being humiliated. The veteran host suggested that the 13-year-old Boeing 747-8 is only being given to Trump because it's been abandoned by the dictator of Qatar because it's not good enough for him anymore. But it's good enough for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is currently the only person in the Middle East too stupid to understand how humiliated he is now by that 13-year-old plane that's not good enough for a dictator, but is more than good enough for Donald Trump. O'Donnell blasted. The host said that Trump already has access to the most sophisticated 747s in the world, the two Air Force One Boeings. Speaking of Fox News' Sean Hannity earlier in the week, aboard one of them, the president suggested that they are too old. He has told aides that they are humiliating to fly in, and other world leaders laugh at him, The Atlantic reported. But Donald Trump wants to spend billions of dollars converting a 13-year-old 747-8 to serve as Air Force One, maybe in the last year of his presidency. Like around that time, that's how long it would take, at least, O'Donnell said. Aviation experts told NBC News that converting the 747-8 into Air Force One could take years and cost $1 billion, more than twice its book value. Trump has been frustrated by delays in Boeing's construction of two new Air Force One planes. We're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One, he told reporters Monday before departing for his Middle East tour. The company expects them to be ready in 2027, 1 year before the end of Trump's second term. This made it the perfect target for the royal family of Qatar, which owns one of the largest private jet fleets in the world, to dump one of their old jumbos. Donald's not going to get his toy, but he's too stupid to know that yet, O'Donnell continued. Donald Trump will be the last one to realize that the dictator 747 is never going to be converted into Air Force One. Donald Trump's desperate public attempt to take this biggest payoff in history is a perfect way of illuminating to voters who Donald Trump really is, he added. He suggested that Trump wants to keep the plane for use post-presidency. An anonymous White House official told The Atlantic that this is the president's plan. At the end of Donald Trump's presidency, the Defense Department will simply give the plane to Donald Trump's presidential library, which means Donald Trump will decide just who gets to fly on that plane after he is president. And we know who's going to fly in that plane, he said. While presidents cannot accept gifts over a certain value, their presidential libraries can. Closing the segment, O'Donnell said that Trump's desire to own the jet will remain but a demented dream. The White House has been contacted for comment. Of course, nothing yet, but who cares?
The White House won't comment because they're scared of white commenting.
Mm-hmm.
What, honey? I don't know. Sorry, wife just got home.
Oh, okay.
She was working today, so. But yeah, the Qatarian jet thing. I mean, besides for the fact that it's asinine in every fucking description of the word, is also a blatant and absolute violation of the emoluments clause.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but he needs to be this whole deal needs to be ixnayed now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
It just blows my mind how dumb Trump is, but the MAGAs are just gonna what do you call it?
Yeah, you know what I'd love to hear?
What?
And this is not to be disrespectful to you or your family,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Mm-hmm.
I would love to hear your mother's fucking excuse for still being behind Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to your family
No.
at all,
Mm-hmm.
but why does your mom support Trump when all he's doing is stuff that's going to hurt her and you and all people who have to deal with Medicaid, Medicare, medical, whatever, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything he's done has been about making himself better. He doesn't care about the American people. He doesn't give a shit about uh, human lives. You know what he cares about?
Himself.
His own fucking self and his own fucking overinflated fucking ego. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters to Trump.
Yep.
And and like I have family that follows Trump, yeah, but I've always asked, why is it that you think Trump is the best thing ever? Why? And they say, well, he's a real American. I'm like, yeah, who got $1 million fucking loan from his father to start his fucking adult life.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a real fucking American.
Yeah.
That's
Another
a
thing,
fucking,
dodging the draft a few times due to bone spurs.
yep, dodging the draft isn't a real fucking American. Um, as far as I'm concerned, they Trump isn't an American. You know what he really is right now?
A jerk.
He's a fuck. No, he's not a jerk. Well, not just a jerk. He's a foreign uh, someone who's being controlled by foreign dictators.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
We've never had this issue in America. Now that we do, I'm scared.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I am too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared too. Hey, what the? Oh, dang it, man! My computer decided to act up.
We've got another tornado warning. Luckily, this one's only radar indicated. It is for the counties of northeastern Floyd and northwestern Georgia. All these are going to be in northwestern Georgia, so I'm not just going to skip that.
Okay.
South central Whitfield County, southeastern Walker County, northwestern Gordon County, and northeastern Chattanooga County. This is for radar indicated rotation, and it is going east 92 degrees, so a little bit south, but not too much, at 31 knots with 0.75 inch hail. So this will affect Calhoun, Tryon, Riscata, oh no, Resaca, Lafayette, Center Post, Ustanula, Sublinga, Sublinga, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Scuddles Hill, Villanelle, Sugar Valley, Everett Springs, and Lake Marvin. You see, we're trying to keep up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the meantime,
And the
oh, good.
Knoxville tornado warning, it is still going. It expires in 5 minutes. I looking at the velo here, I think it might get extended And
Mm-hmm.
if it does get extended, it will go into Jefferson City area if it gets extended. Um, but they did issue a severe thunderstorm warning, so they do not have it completely tornadoed yet.
Okay.
But I do think the TOR is going to get added to that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, and another one that just kind of popped up.
Oh my goodness,
Yep,
there's like
it
one,
was just a
two,
little bit
three,
south.
4, 5, 6. There's got to be like 7 or 8 going all at once right now.
Yeah, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
One,
11.
two, three,
11 tornado warnings are active.
4. Yep.
The one,
Oh, new one just popped up.
no, it didn't just pop up. It just was updated.
Oh,
It
okay.
looks like it it looks like they are going to allow it to expire. So
Okay.
the warning for the tornado warning that was in effect just west of where the current tornado warning in Walker, Chattanooga counties,
Hmm.
they are going to expire it in a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of got to read what it says.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, um, as for Mr. Trump and his emoluments violations, you know, he he did a lot of emoluments violations during his first term. He claimed he was fucking not taking any money for his presidency, and while he might not have been taking money for his presidency, where do you think all the fucking dignitaries stayed? I can guarantee you they didn't stay at a fucking Hilton resort.
Nope.
So,
Yeah. Well, of course, changing the subject here. We all know that Joe Biden got diagnosed with the prostate cancer, but Donald Trump Jr. decided to mock Jill Biden. And boy, this is gonna make you upset. So here's what happened. Donald Trump Jr. took shots at Joe Biden's family as the former president battles an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Hours after Joe's office announced on Sunday that he had been diagnosed with the disease on Friday, Trump shared a post on X that seemed to imply that those closest to Joe, 82, had either overlooked or hidden his illness. What I want to know is how did Dr. Jill Biden miss stage 5 metastatic cancer, or is this yet another cover up? President Donald Trump's eldest son, 47, wrote of the 73-year-old former First Lady, whose doctorate degree is in education. Yes,
yep.
you can still be called Dr. Jill Biden, but it's got nothing to do with medicine. After all, I can tell you another famous doctorate, Bill Cosby. Now, of course, he's not exactly the best, but he is. I remember when he would have credits in the Fat Albert cartoon, it would say Dr. William H. Cosby, PhD. So, all right. So anyway, when one user commented on his post, "This is an effort to push the fact Joe was running the country as a vegetable under the rug." Don Jr. replied without question. Don Jr. incorrectly stated that Joe's cancer is stage 5. He is currently diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer, which is spread to his bones, according to the New York Times. And on top of that, it stops at stage 4. There is no stage 5. So, Don Jr. doubled down on his conspiracy on Monday in a lengthier message posted to X, in which he also criticized the former president's mental capabilities. Joe says he had cancer 2 years ago, and everyone said it's a gaffe. When he clearly had dementia, everyone said he's lucid. Now that he's no longer useful, they're all shocked that they missed it, he wrote. Everyone was on the cover up. Who was running the country? We need accountability. Yeah, right. Let's see. Before ultimately alluding to a cover up, Don Jr. appeared to send well wishes toward the Biden family. In his first comment about the former president's cancer battle shortly after the diagnosis was made public, Don Jr. reposted a message on X that read, "Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Politics aside, we wish him a speedy recovery," and wrote above, "Agreed, 100%. Yeah, right.
Actually, if you're talking about the comedian Bill Cosby,
Mm-hmm.
He he it doesn't look like he has a full doctorate. He has a Master of Arts.
Oh.
Master of Arts degree. Nope, nope. He earned his doctorate of
Mm-hmm.
education.
Yeah, I
There it
remember
is.
that. I do remember that.
So yeah, he does have a doctorate, but it is not an MD. A it is what they call EDD.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
But I mean, seriously, there is like no end to the absolute stupidity of Donald Trump and his family.
but yeah.
But just seeing all this stuff, like people mocking cancer, it's like, come on. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't even wish that on Donald Trump himself. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a lot
Well,
more. Well, most of us here are more human than that bastard is.
Donald Trump Jr. I got I I'm gonna counter you by saying, while yeah, I may not like the man,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think the ultimate middle finger to him would be that if he ended up getting diagnosed with cancer, if like I don't know, Ivanka Trump
Mm-hmm.
were to say something disparaging about him because of that cancer or something. I mean, I'm not saying that it's what needs to happen, but
Mm-hmm.
imagine a world where the Trump kids start going against each other.
Yeah. But yeah,
All right, so
it
does
just blows my.
Fajo have anything he wants to say?
Um, he's just saying oof and all that. Yeah. But I'll tell you something. I feel like we're stuck in a whole on a whole 4 year season of The Apprentice. You get my drift?
Oh, I do. I feel like we're in an alternate reality.
Mm, that's another way to put it too. Because we got Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Secretary of Health and Human Services. He actually went to I can't remember where this was exactly, but it was a lake that has been known to have bacteria and such. And I'm like, what the hell, man?
Honestly, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound very fucking dickish of me, but I don't give a shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Mr. Mr. Kennedy, can you do us all a favor, please? Go skinny dipping in that lake and stay there for a few days. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see how long it takes for you to get a amoeba in your head.
Uh-huh.
Because honestly, I would laugh if you got a brain eating amoeba, and they
Mm-hmm.
do exist.
Yeah. But if,
Anyway, I think we're pretty much done with this episode. Do you want to get
yeah.
out, get out of
Yeah, might
this?
as well. Because yeah,
I got to kind of cook too.
yeah, that's fine. There's about 10 minutes left anyway. But next show of course will be this Friday. We'll be doing another round of Among Us. And next week, and we'll keep reminding you, next week, Memorial Day, that entire week, we're taking it off. Because
Yeah.
Frodo's got an anniversary, and let's see, Frodo's got an anniversary, and we just wanted to, take a breather for a week,
Which means that the next uh political catch up will not be until June 3rd
Mm-hmm.
of this year.
Yep.
And by the way, just an FYI for everyone who is uh superstitious. June is this year's Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Yes, there is a Friday the 13th in June.
So
So if you got
enjoy that
yeah,
knowledge.
so if you got triskaidekaphobia,
So they just before we leave, in 39 minutes, this will expire. Oh shit! Hold up, I gotta check this.
uh-oh, new one near Fort Payne. Radar
Yeah,
indicated. Okay.
tornado warning. It's radar indicated. Fortunately, max hail size of 100 1 inch. 95 degrees at 441 knots. Yep, that's interesting. But I was just gonna say, if you live in Glimmer County, Gilmer County in north central Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
or central Murray County in northwestern Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
until 11:30 your time, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning with um with impact of damage and penny size hail. Chatsworth, LEJ, Etten, East LEJ, Tails Creek, Ramhurst, Chartake, Hisage, Cherry Log, Mountain Town, Fort Mountain State Park, Roy, and North Georgia Speedway. This is a tornado possible tag,
Mm-hmm.
so please keep your eye on.
Yep. But
And
yeah.
yes, the Huntsville is still down.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so I just said we're gonna suss the hell of it. Yeah, we are.
I'm gonna suss the hell out of you, Sajo, because for some reason you seem to be the one that can get away with it the best. Except for one problem. I still know it's you. You frickin' orange.
And no, we're not referring to that orange. So,
Although I think Sajo should change his color.
well, I mean, if he likes orange, so be it.
I was gonna say he could be pink.
All right. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play the. Uh oh. Hold on. Something's not right here.
Excuse us while we work out the bugs. What happened
I don't know. Something weird's going on. Hmm.
with your computer?
Yeah, because something caused my computer to suddenly like go off for like a couple seconds. All right. Hey
Well,
Sajo, do me a favor. Can you hear both Frodo and me right now? Because if you can't, just put a yes in the chat. That way we'll know for sure.
blah 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 blah. Blee, 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 blee,
Testing,
blee, blee,
testing, testing. One, two,
blee,
three. Testing. One, two,
blee.
three. Testing. One, two, three. Sorry, folks. We just have to make sure.
Yeah, because honestly, we hate when fucking shit messes up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'll listen close to this too.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm gonna play the ending. So bear with us for 15 seconds. I hear you. Good. Okay. That's all that matters. Thank you, Sajo. All right. So let's play the ending. Hang on for 15 seconds, folks. All right. So with that in mind, I'm going to say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great night. Sleep well. Stay safe, especially in those severe